Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of the indicator store of the series Do It Yourself. As you may know, several brokers and also prop firms require that you close your positions before the session close. And by the way, not all the instruments have the same close. You should check with your broker or prop firm which is the correct time to close each instrument. But let me show you how you can detect this on your platform on NinjaTrader, because this vertical line that you can see here is the place where the day session close. And maybe it is not so easy to detect, but if you look at the time, we jump from 5 to 6 p.m. There's 1 hour missing here. Something that you can view by right click properties, and there is an option Equidistant Bar Spacing. That means all the bars are placed one beside the other. You can remove that, and then you need to go to data series and change this to 24/7, because I want to check all the times, not only those available from this time profile. So default 24/7 includes Sundays, and now we are going to see what I mean. So now we can see here there is 1 hour missing. So most brokers require that you close the position before that, and some prop firms even before that. And really it is a good measure, because having a position here means that the margins are greater than usual. And you can see also Sundays, all the weekends here. This is part of the Friday. Saturday is closed, and then Sundays we start at more or less 6 p.m. This is Eastern time. So now how can you be sure that your strategies are closing before that happens? As you know, if you have a strategy, when you add any strategy, one of the parameters at the bottom is to exit on session close, and the session close depends on what you have configured on your template. So you can close 30 seconds before the end of the session. But the problem is, which is the end of the session? The vertical line is not located here, because we have 24/7 selected. So you can select, you have several options. You can select on the data series the trading hours corresponding to the instrument that you select. For example, this is NQ, so we can use CMA US Index Futures ETH. So now we can see the vertical line is located. We are not looking at the time that the market is not moving. But anyway, now that option will work. Or you can set let me go back to the other trading hours. I prefer looking all of the time, 24/7. The problem is, in this method, the end of the session is not correctly printed. But there is an option here on Tools, Settings, Trading, where you can select, I already have it enabled, but the default is disabled. You can enable, select all instruments or one instrument by default, and here you can select your preferred time to close. Instead of selecting 5 p.m., I selected 4:40. Okay, now we can see how it works. Let's do a simulation, connection, disconnect, connection, playback. And now we go to that date, or we can try Monday 24 at 4:30 p.m. Okay, 4:30. We know that the market closes at 5 p.m. but I have a rule again here on tool settings trading at 4:40. So we should close position, the system should close positions here. So now if we click on play, now you may have a strategy or manual trading. Let's say we place an order.
Filled.
No? Yeah, so we have a position. And then times goes up. And look at the time, 4:30. When it reached 4:40 p.m., this position should close.
Order filled.
And there you have it. The market is still open. We know that it is still open until here. But this option, what is not covering is that if your strategy or system triggers another order, the order is going to enter into the market. Okay. Also, another thing to take into account.
Filled.
Let's go back to a different day. Okay. Perfect. Now we know that at 4:40 positions are closed, and then at 5 p.m. market is closed. Now this time I don't have a position, I have a sell limit here.
Order submitted.
Okay, so NinjaTrader is going to check at 4:40. Let's increase the speed. At 4:40 is closing the positions, but I don't have any position. So it is also not closing my order. And what if my order is triggered? Okay, like here.
Order filled.
I get the feel. So it is not a bulletproof, say. And now the market is closed. This is what is going to happen. At 5 p.m., the market is closed. So now I am stuck with a position, and the broker can liquidate your account because the margin is too big. The market is going to open again at 6 p.m. more or less here. And really we don't know where it's going to open the market because usually there is a gap. Okay, the market is open again here. So how can we solve this? First, you need to, if you have limit orders, there's no way to cancel those limit orders unless something that you can do is, for example, if you are using markers, okay, to automate your systems, on markers we have time windows where we can trade 1 or 2 time windows, for example, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. 1 p.m. is 13:00:00, and then another time window from 2 p.m. 14:00:00 to, I don't know, 15:00:00. This is 3 p.m. So we have the option to close the position and orders outside that time window or not. But I want to cancel everything at 4:40, okay, like 16:40:00. And also trade only Mondays to Fridays. This is going to ensure that this markers instance is going to trade inside this time window, can place orders. Okay? And I mean, if you have a limit order pending, it is going to enter only inside those time windows. But if for some reason inside those time windows a limit order was placed, I am not going to cancel because you have the option to cancel that limit order. But anyway, if you don't cancel the limit order, at this time everything is going to be closed and cancelled. Okay? So this is what you can do with what is included with NinjaTrader and also what you can do with markers. If you like this type of content, please give me a like and subscribe. Click also on the bell to get a notification each time I upload a new video. For more information, you can contact me on the chat room that we have on Discord. The access is free and the instructions are on the description of this video. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.